early organizing. In 1842, so this is early on, much earlier than the Civil War, Commonwealth versus Hunt, the Suffolk County attorney filed an indictment against the Boston Journeyman Bootmakers Society, alleging that the organization was a criminal conspiracy. So these people who are trying to fight for their rights as laborers are called conspirators. The society had organized several strikes in the 1830s in an effort to achieve higher wages for its members. The Massachusetts Supreme Court ruled that labor combinations are legal and provided that they are organized for a legal purpose and use legal means to achieve their goals. So they are not considered a criminal conspiracy. The National Labor Union is the first national labor organization, founded in 1866, so a year after the Civil War, and just into the beginning of Reconstruction period. It is going to invite skilled workers as well as unskilled workers. Chinese workers weren't allowed, and black and female membership was also discouraged. And so even though it does allow people of different levels of skill, it's not going to have open arms to everyone in society. They pushed for an 8-hour workday and other reforms, and hundreds of thousands of workers joined before it finally collapsed in 1873. So it doesn't last 10 years. The Colored National Organization, or National Labor Union, is founded in 1869, just a few years after the first organization was found. And this is to allow black members that were not allowed in the previous organization. They emphasize cooperation between management and workers. Also, political reform is important, and at this time, black males had been given the vote, and so they would be able to have some political participation. And this is going to be disbanded when the Knights of Labor is formed, which the Knights of Labor is going to be a little more open. Terrence Powderly was the founder of the Knights of Labor in 1869, and skilled and unskilled white, black, and women members were allowed. They are going to gain almost 1 million members, so more than 800,000 members joined by 1886, and it's the largest labor union in the 1880s. Its main demand was for an 8-hour workday, and so you can imagine just how much these long workdays are taking a toll of these workers. This is a common goal for all these labor unions. They also call for laws to be passed to end child labor. They have a weak organizational structure, and most members abandon the organization by 1890. They're going to be hurt by the Haymarket Square Riot, which you're going to see a video clip about here in a moment. Eventually, it's going to fail, and one of the big weaknesses is that unskilled workers didn't have the same amount of leverage that a skilled worker could. So an unskilled worker is going to be much easier to replace than a skilled worker. The American Federation of Labor by Samuel Gompers in 1886 is going to be founded. Women and African Americans are not going to be welcome. They only allowed skilled labor to join, and so they saw themselves as being more prestigious as the Knights of Labor. This narrow base is going to lead to later problems because not everyone's going to be able to support their goals. They made strikes a legitimate weapon for a union, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to replace those skilled workers going on strike. You can bring in scabs for an unskilled worker, but skilled workers, it's not going to be as easy, especially if the skilled workers all belong to a union. Some philosophies and practices. They called themselves pure and simple unionism. Pure, they said, because the workers organized by craft and occupation, so whatever job it was that they had. And simple, because they said that they simply focused on better wages, hours, and working conditions. Immigration, they believed, was detrimental to American labor, and so this is a nativist sentiment, and we saw this word nativist the other day, someone that does not like immigrants. And they used collective bargaining to achieve their goals. The Maguires. This is going to be a secret society, and these different groups of Molly Maguires are going to spring up in different countries, from Ireland to Liverpool and eastern Pennsylvania in the United States. They focus on helping Irish natives to deal with unfair treatment. So Irish people are migrating out of Ireland in great numbers, in large part because of a potato famine that had killed many thousands of people. In 1877, then after a series of violent conflicts, which they're going to assassinate at least 24 supervisors and mine foremen, then 20 members are going to be convicted of murder and other crimes and are going to be executed by hanging. They are trying to get better treatment of Irish people everywhere, no matter where they migrate, and also in Ireland. A lot of people don't like the Irish. They won't hire the Irish. Many times when they are trying to apply for a job, then there are signs in front of businesses that say Irish need not apply. Irish are mostly going to be Catholic, and there was a huge anti-Catholic sentiment in the United States. And so this is going to further send them to take on some of the most dangerous jobs that other people don't want to take. So remember that they are working on the railroads, as are many Chinese people, and you're also going to see them working in the mines. The Haymarket Square Riot, this is a McCormick strike that began in 1886, and it's going to turn violent. A bomb is thrown at a protest, and several people are going to be killed, and this is going to end up leading to a lot of people not liking unions. They're going to see them as dangerous. Now I want you to watch the History Channel video clip that's just below about